So I want to know, what have you built or acquired to kind of help you handle the claims process more effectively? And then are there like specific plugins that have helped to expedite that process for your team? Darren, I'll start with you.
Sure. So, we try hard to build. That's kind of what our directive has been at the beginning, but sometimes it doesn't make, economic sense to do that. So it's a kind of a cost benefit analysis on, partnering with some people versus doing it ourselves. And, there's some amazing technologies out there and some people that have, really come to perfect almost those. And so kind of wouldn't make sense for us to reinvent the wheel. But everything from assigning tools to, in terms of adjusters and vendor partners to, even non-claim specific activities such as recruiting for new employees and using those sorts of technologies that are out there have really been, a great benefit to us so far. I think that, if you're looking to plug in, that's where, you have to really have a good team that understands what your goals are, what the ROI is, and has the skill set to get that done for you.
Okay. Jackie, anything that you want to add to that question?
Yeah, I guess when we rolled out our current claims management system, we really took some time and built the assignment logic, which is really complex, and it's driven by business rules designed to take those key fields at F&O that we talked about and translate them into where the claim should go based upon different criteria, such as where the insured resides, where the loss occurred, and the complexity and the severity of the damages. The more that we can accurately route the claim the first time to the right level of adjuster, the better the cycle time, customer satisfaction, and not having to reroute it. That's been ongoing work since we did implement the claims management system, and we're continually looking for ways to identify, streamline, and simplify that behind-the-scenes routing logic. From a plugin standpoint, I think that's something that we're really still exploring. I'm sure in the future, when there's a business need that matches the availability of a mature plugin, we will look at that as a potential solution.
Tori, anything else that you wanted to add?
I do, yes, thank you. So when we talk about 75% touchless claims, none of that really means anything unless it's built on a foundation of accuracy. And so most recently, our advancements in the digital fraud space have really been key to expanding our touchless claims handling. We've partnered with a vendor to integrate a digital fraud detection model on every claim from the point of first notice of loss and then running throughout the life cycle. That plus investment in critical controls as well as robust investigation and compliance tools are just so mission critical to our automation journey, because at the end of the day, automation is key, but compliance and accuracy will always be number one.
Right. As a follow-up to that, Tori, how important has it been to have a program that allows you to use plugins from other vendors as part of that claims process then?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. And I would say really short and sweet, optionality is a non-negotiable. As an insurance carrier, especially as an incumbent, like we need to establish ourselves in a way that lets us pivot and change as quickly as possible. Because one of the I think risks of an incumbent, especially one of our size, is that it takes a lot to turn the boat. It's a bit of a battleship. But having optionality and building and partnering with vendors in a way that allows us to establish ourselves with choices is really a non-negotiable, because we have to be able to have a plan for changes and a plan for expect the unexpected, and really set ourselves up in a way that lets us change and change quickly.
Mm-hmm. That's yeah.
Plugins and the way that we design those plugins are just such a critical part of that optionality.
Mm-hmm. Great. Yeah. Jackie, how important has it been for you at Erie Insurance?
that was really one of the many considerations around the core platform decisions that we've made, both in claims and organizationally. We've explored, plugins when we felt it might provide a good solution to the business problem, and they have been helpful. And it does seem like the technology there is still emerging. Plugins can definitely accelerate delivery, but they also prevent differentiation in employee, agent, and customer experiences. So I think it's really important to know when to use them. If it's a plugin for something like back-end processing or things that aren't externally focused, maybe that's worth it. But if it's a service product or experience that you want to do differently than the standard, probably not as useful. So, we are hoping to use those type of plugins to develop low-cost proof of concept cases and to experiment in areas where we might consider more widespread use.
Okay. Wow. Darren, anything that you wanted to add on this in terms of the plugins that you've used as part of your claims process?
Yeah, and I think it's very important. I think for us, what it's done is it's allowed us to give our own internal resources a little bit of a margin to get initiatives that they're particularly specialized toward done, and it allows us to kind of stand these things up a little bit faster. We haven't used plugins too often, but the few that we have been good choices for us.